Yeah, very good afternoon. This is The Social on talkSPORT 2. It's Sam Ellard and Manchester United, content creator, presenter, host of Inside Devils and talkSPORT's YouTube channel, Flex. That list, that felt like a long introduction, Flex, didn't it? Like, were you okay with that? Or, you know what? You're a lot of things.
Yeah, no, I'm good with that. Yeah, I have a lot of things. I'm happy for however you see me fit is fine.
All I see was the co-host of The Social on talkSPORT 2, Flex.
There you go. Well, there you go.
Which is what you are, right? But also, of course, I'm sure most people know you are a Manchester United fan, and every time I go on my phone, I see you with a smile on your face, Flex. It's not that I don't want you to be happy in life because you're a good man, but I don't want you to be happy in footballing terms, do I? Which I'm sure you understand, right?
I do understand that because I wish for your club to lose every single game they play. So it's the feeling's mutual, and that's how it should be between Man United and Liverpool fans.
Yeah, well, hopefully you can start losing games soon. But since Ruben Amorim was sacked as Manchester United manager and since Michael Carrick has come in, so far so good. There was that 2-0 victory home to Man City, then of course going to the Emirates and winning by 3 goals to 2 on Sunday. Just got maybe not the best of performances, but you'd have to late to beat Fulham by 3 goals to 2. Let's hear from the Daily Mail's Craig Hope. He joined talkSPORT and he explained what a difference Michael Carrick's made since coming into the club.
Absolutely. I'm sat there in Old Trafford yesterday, Ali. I'm writing phrases like only 12 points off top now. Never did I think I'd write that about Manchester United this season. And you are looking up rather than down. That victory took them up into 4th. And I think now, if you look at their situation, especially without European football, they're just going Saturday to Saturday right now. It would be a disappointment if they didn't return themselves to the Champions League. Tell you what, if they do, it'll be difficult not to give Michael Carrick and Steve Holland the job there. And even though Kevin scores the equaliser in the 91st minute, and 9's gone up on the board, there was just that feel of inevitability that Manchester United are going to go up the other end and score. Now, I was at Old Trafford earlier in the season. There wasn't that feel. There was almost a toxicity at times, a nervousness of waiting for the team to lose rather than waiting for the team to win. Yesterday felt entirely different. And yeah, credit Michael Carrick, my fellow Geordie, what a job he's done in those 3 matches.
He has. Reflects, obviously, people talk about the performances, the table and stuff into the top 4, but always kind of the narrative and what people are going to discuss is Michael Carrick and kind of what's going to happen at the end of the season. Did you already feel as if some Man United fans are already going down hey, come on, it's going to be Carrick at the end of the season. It's going to be hard not to give it to him, or do you still think he's got a lot to prove in the next couple of weeks?
Well, in terms of do I think some Man United fans are thinking that way, that Carrick should get the job, 100%. Those type of conversations are going on. We're very happy. We're excited. There's a good feeling, as Craig just said there in that package. There's a sort of inevitability around us in these first 3 games under Carrick. So in terms of fans discussing it and some fans going, I'd rather just give it to him now, that definitely is a thing. In terms of my opinion, I do think we have to wait. I think we have to wait and see. I think we have to let Carrick work. Similar to what Simon Jordan was saying. We have to let him work, let him play the games, let the team keep playing, and see where we're at towards the summer, Or I think now we're in a perfect position to look higher than just trying to scrape into the top 4.
What's higher? 3rd place? Yeah, sure.
Why can't we finish second? Why can't we finish second? We're 6 points behind City. You play City next.
In that case, if you're 6 points behind Man City, are you in the title race, Alex?
Absolutely not. No, because then there's a further 6 points from that. There's got to be a cut-off point, Sam. Don't get carried away.
No.
Right?
Look at me trying to push the narrative that United are in the title race.
Don't do that. Let's not be silly. But in terms of being ambitious, though, and looking at it for what it is, and that's not getting carried away to live on planet Mars. I'm talking about just look at the table. Villa lost at home to Brentford, and now that's put us within 5 points of them. And we're 6 points behind Manchester City. So why not? Things can change so quickly that we could be 3 points behind the second place team after the next game week. If we beat Spurs and you beat Man City, which I think you will, by the way, at Anfield, why can't Manchester United look at second place with 1 game a week with like 13 games left and go, well, we just have to finish above them? It's all on. What I'm saying is from 2nd to 6th, it's anybody's. Now, you can say City will probably finish second and all of that stuff. I get that. But it's there. But back to Michael Carrick, I think he's done so well in such a short space of time. Like, I was at the game as well, with Mickey Gray as well, actually. And It was unbelievable. There was this feeling that would go up the other end and score.
Mm.
And, we're set up in a way that the best players are in their best positions, and it's just never say die attitude. It's back to basics.
That helps, doesn't it, right? Playing players in your best position.
How hard is it?
It helps, doesn't it, having like this really weird idea of 3 men in midfield, not 2, where they get completely overrun every single week. Flex, do you think that... obviously, we know Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was interim, did well, got the job at Man United, and maybe then didn't go on to do as well as what the football club would have wanted him to do. Do you think because United have given an interim the permanent job before and it didn't work out how they wanted it to, do you think that could work against Michael Carrick, even if he does really well? Or do you think that's just completely unfair because Michael Carrick is his own man, and because it didn't work out for Solskjaer, that isn't a reason not to give it to Michael Carrick?
Yeah, I'm going to, for myself, that was the reason why before Michael Carrick had even had his first game as this second stint of interim manager, I was like, I'll get behind him, I'll support him. He's coming to help us at a tough time, but let's make sure he doesn't get the job. And that was actually wrong of me. I was wrong on that, because you're right. I do agree with you that that's not really fair to judge him, just the same as Ollie. They're two completely different contrasting styles of of tactics and set up for the team. I don't think that Michael Carrick is the exact same man as Ollie. I think that's disingenuous to him. He's his own man. He's his own coach, and we have to let him put in his work over these next, however, 3 or 4 months, right? But fair. It will count against him because of the PTSD, because of be careful. We've seen this before. Ollie won 14 out of his first 19 games, as interim before he got the job. So you say, well, actually, you don't want to make sins. You don't want to, create the sins of the past and make the same mistakes again. You want to get somebody who's really qualified, somebody who can understand the pressure and the feeling at Man United. But it could be Carrick. It could be that Michael Carrick is the right man. It could be. I say could be because it's too early. It's too early.
I also think something else that could work in his favour is I do think there's a chance that you get to the end of the season. I don't think come the summer there's going to be an obvious list of really good ready-made managers that are just there to come in. I think at the moment...
So you're better off staying with what you got?
Well, I certainly think, if Michael Carrick's got good form to alongside him, plus there's that argument, then yeah, that can only work in Michael Carrick's favour, can't it, right?
I think so. Yeah, I agree. I'm in the camp of go and get a top manager. No disrespect to Michael Carrick. Go after Tuchel, go after Enrique. Go after Nagelsmann, etc. And then after that sort of group of managers, you're looking at the up and coming Glasners and Iriola and De Zerbi
and it feels like they've gone a bit colder over the last couple of weeks, haven't they?
Gone a bit colder. I'd rather keep Michael Carrick if he's built some momentum and there's some familiarity around the place. We just need to be in a safe pair of hands for now. And then you give Michael Carrick, a sort of 18-month contract and get him to have a go at it and see where we go. I'm not scared to keep sort of cycling through managers to get the right one. I think this notion of we can't be a sacking club, we can't be this, we can't be that. We're not trying to find the next Sir Alex Ferguson. It would be great. It'd be great to find the next Sir Alex, but it's not going to happen. Okay. I just don't think that really exists in football anymore. Somebody who's going to stay somewhere as long as he did and win what he did. But the next one up can be someone who you've unearthed, somebody who you didn't really think it was going to be. And why can't that be Michael Carrick? Why can't it be? So, yeah, it's too early to say it should be him now. I'm definitely not in that camp. It's only 3 games. I'd be naive to do that. Football changes very, very quickly, Sam. Lose against Spurs that are injury-stricken and in the mud and, Thomas Frank's 1 foot out the door. Lose to them at home, or everything changes, or draw to them. Things change. Then draw against the West Ham side that are trying to stay in the league. All of a sudden, you get a few reminders of, see, so I got to be a bit careful. The same way as we've won 3 and now it's we could be in a title race. Do you know what I mean? Which obviously we're not, but I'm just saying how quickly football changes.
Yeah, it doesn't take much, does it, for a narrative to change completely, does it? And he's the next best thing he's under pressure already. But yeah, Flex, Harry Maguire, Luke Shaw, Kobbie Mainoo have all obviously played for England, but all haven't played for England recently, have they? And I think I'm fairly certain I'm right in saying on the top of my head that none of them have definitely played under Thomas Tuchel.
No, none of them definitely.
Maguire, Shaw and Mainoo. Come on then, how many... They've all got a chance, sure. How many of them do you think go to the World Cup? Because they're all in certainly Maguire and Shaw defensively have had good seasons. Maynard in the last couple of weeks. Sure, it's only been a couple of weeks, but he's playing football. We know he's a good player. Have they got enough time, do you think, to bang down that door to Thomas Tuchel's England squad?
It's a really good question. Not all of them. I think that it depends also on who's fit and available for Thomas Tuchel. I think Kobbie Mainoo is a really interesting one because Thomas Tuchel, I think, will definitely appreciate how good he is as a young talent. But rightly so, like he made clear to Mars Lewis-Skelly and some others, like if you're not playing, you're not going to get anywhere near it. Now he is playing and he's playing consistently and he's going to be able to put in a good body of work from now until, March is the next.
Late March,
Late March. I think, do I think Kobbie will get called up? I think Kobbie will get called up. I'm going to go for it. I think Kobbie will get called up into the March team. Maguire and Shaw, I don't think they will.
Thing with Maguire,
unless there's too many injuries.
Yeah, but thing with centre back, like, are there 4 better English centre backs than Harry Maguire right now? Like, if we don't include John Stones, who's obviously injured at the moment,
and
you've got Gahey and Konza who are probably locked in.
No, there isn't.
Then other people like Byrne have made squads, and that's fair enough. I think there's an argument that right now
Harry Maguire is way better than Dan Byrne.
So possibly Gahey and Konza have been really good, really consistent with Crystal Palace and Aston Villa respectively, right? Yeah. That's fair. But again, so my question to you would be, can you name, normally 4 centre-backs make a squad. Can you name,
yeah, it's true.
And if we're not including John Stones, who's injured, can you name 2 other better centre-backs right now? I'm not
you're
sure
right. Do you know what? He should be, do you know what? Harry Maguire should go. I'm going to say it now. Harry Maguire should go. If he keeps playing like this, he's got to get in. Because you're right, we're not
like
blessed
left back
there.
and centre back with Shaw Maguire. We're not blessed with top quality players. And I think Luke Shaw as well. Again, you've got Lewis Hall's doing good stuff. O'Reilly's doing well. But if Luke Shaw can carry on playing like he's doing, I think left back's another one of those positions which is quite up in the air. So hey, look, never say never, Flex.
Yeah. Listen, O'Reilly's a young kid learning his trade coming through, right? And it always looks better because you're playing for City week in, week out.
Sure.
So it means you're a fantastic young player if you're doing that. But let's have it right. If you're being honest, at a major tournament, if Luke Shaw's fit, mate, I ain't gonna lie, I'd rather him over Nico O'Reilly.
Yeah. And Maguire and Shaw, certainly 2 players that.
Yeah, and I wouldn't rather him over Lewis Hall right now.
Flex, I want to ask you one more question on the on Man United because look, Casemiro, there was a quote, wasn't there, from Jamie Carragher, leave the football before the football leaves you, which kind of has been around for a long period of time. I thought it was quite nice, Flex, that Carragher kind of held his hands up and said, "Look, hey, I got it wrong. You can tell me to leave the punditry before the punditry leaves me." I thought it was quite good of him to kind of hold his hands up and say, you know what, I got that wrong. But he got a goal on the weekend, he got an assist on the weekend. How happy are you for him, John, on a personal level that, he's finding form again and he can bow out in the last couple of months on a real high because, he's had some criticism, has some stick, but, he's finding form again, isn't he?
I think so. I think he's been absolutely unbelievable, Sam. The way he's turned his form around, coupled with the team being set up in the right way to actually help him. We can't forget that. But I think that you have to understand that this is a top player in terms of mindset. You don't play at Real Madrid for as long as he has, win the things he's won in his career, if you don't have to continually reinvent yourself, fend off competition for your place, and maintain high levels, right? This is not the first time in his career where Casemiro would have experienced bad form and needing to find something from within to show that he deserves to play at said level. So he deserves a lot of credit. Carragher deserves credit for actually apologising better than what
I thought it was a nice touch,
nice touch. And he's been absolutely brilliant to the point where you're looking at the next 4 months and you're going, tell you what, Cass, are you sure you want to leave?
Really?
Get me Anderson, get me Belabor and stuff. But
new contract on reduced terms is one of those where you're like, we'll have you for another year if we can bunk down those wages, right?
It's just not feasible. Obviously the decision's been made now. So, but he's an absolute monster. He's a monster in the box in terms of from aerial set pieces. He's doing no look passes now. He's covering more ground. He's winning more duels. But again, it's the setup. The setup is now conducive to help him thrive, just like Kobbie Mainoo, who we were told can't play in the same team as Bruno with the last guy. So it's all about how football can change very, very quickly. Toby Collier was keeping Casemiro out of the team. Could you believe that? Toby Collier.
Yeah, God, that feels like a long time ago, doesn't it?
Exactly.
So it's 3 wins from 3 even for Manchester United, and Manchester United versus Tottenham in the Premier League is a talkSPORT exclusive this Saturday lunchtime, presented by Faker Others. Commentary from Sam Ellard and former England captain Stuart Pearce. I mean, come on, Flex, you can't have any problems against them lot, can you?
Well,
surely
I'm
not. Come on.
this game. Nah, Tottenham are our bogey team at the moment. It doesn't matter for love nor money. Can we get a win against them? And then you add in Bilbao, which nothing will ever fix that.
Should we end this? Should we end this on a high, Flex? Let's not end this on a negative. Come on.
No, we're going to go and beat Spurs. We're going to go beat Spurs. We're going to that and shows why this turnaround with Michael Carrick is really real. We're going to go beat Spurs.
There we go. Good stuff. Flex, good stuff. That was the weekly Manchester United. This is The Social on talkSPORT 2, and we're with our very good friends, William Hill, with us indeed, 18+, gambleware.org. And speaking of William Hill, all the latest odds are next.
talkSPORT.